Why is it that millions of men rise early, labor faithfully, give 50 years of their lives to work, and still die broke? Why do they wear out their bodies, sacrifice their families, bury their dreams, and yet end with nothing to show but debts, regret, and a stone with their name upon it? It is not because they lacked intelligence. Many of them were clever. It is not because they lacked discipline. Many of them worked harder than kings. It is not because they lacked opportunity. Opportunities passed them by daily, but they were blind. The truth is darker. Most men live as slaves until the end, bound not by chains of iron, but by invisible chains of habit, fear, and drift. They mistake busyness for progress. They confuse wages for wealth. They believe that 50 years of loyal labor will one day set them free, only to wake in old age and realize they were servants to a system that never intended to reward them. Picture this clearly. A man gives the best years of his life to labor. He misses his children's youth. He suppresses his ambition. He tells himself that retirement will be his reward. But when the day comes, he discovers he cannot retire. His health is broken, his savings gone, his dreams long buried. He worked 50 years and died broke. This is not rare. It is the common fate of the drifting majority. The world calls them hard-working men, but history will not remember them, for they left nothing that lasted. Their labor enriched others, while they themselves remained poor in pocket, poor in spirit, poor in legacy. And here is the warning. If you do not awaken, if you do not break the chains, this will be your story too. You will believe you are making progress, while in truth you are only marching in circles. You will mistake the comfort of routine for safety, until one day you realize you have been enslaved until the end. But if you dare to face this truth, if you dare to cut the chains, then 50 years of slavery can be avoided. You can build wealth while you are still strong, secure freedom while you are still young, live with purpose while life still burns within you. The choice is before you now, to remain as most men remain, or to awaken and take what is yours. I will not yet tell you the precise chains that bind you, for if I named them in one sentence, you would dismiss them. You would say, that cannot be all. So instead I will walk you through them. And when you see them with your own eyes, you will tremble at how easily they enslaved you, and how quickly you can be free. So listen carefully, for this may be the only warning you receive before you waste your years, before you lose your chance, before you join the multitude who worked 50 years and still died broke. Part 1, the invisible slavery. Most men rise early, labor faithfully, and still die broke because they mistake movement for progress. They call it a living, but it is dying by degrees. They move like oxen in circles, plowing fields for others while believing they advance themselves. This is drift, the invisible slavery of habit and routine. Drift is the silent chain. It makes men obey without whip, work without crown, sacrifice without gain. They go to their posts as though under command of an unseen master, never stopping to ask where their work leads. They confuse wages for wealth, repetition for growth, loyalty for security. And at the end, they find nothing waiting but a worn body and an empty purse. The tragedy is that drift is comfortable. It tells a man, keep busy, keep safe, do what is expected. He obeys, thinking himself prudent, while his dreams rot. He tells himself he will one day change, one day invest, one day build. Yet drift knows no one day. It chains him until the end, and he dies a worker for someone else's vision. Joseph in prison had less freedom than any drifter outside. Yet Joseph refused drift. He did not waste his days in complaint. He managed his duties as though destiny watched. He sharpened his gifts. He prepared for a crown even behind bars. That is why when opportunity came, he rose. Meanwhile, millions of men with freedom remain in self-made prisons of drift. A man without definite aim will spend 50 years laboring and still die broke. It is inevitable. He may be clever, disciplined, and loyal, but without purpose his energy scatters. He digs 100 holes, none deep enough to strike water. He sows 100 seeds, none tended long enough to harvest. 50 years pass. His life is gone. His crown never comes. The purposeful builder is different. He wakes with a clear aim. Every action advances that aim. His hours are bricks laid toward one structure. His weeks are steps toward one summit. He may work no harder than the drifter, but because his aim is definite, his work multiplies. He finishes where the drifter only begins. He dies a master, not a slave. Repeat this after me. I do not drift. I do not labor in vain. I engrave my aim. My work builds wealth, not chains. I am definite. I am master. I refuse the invisible slavery of habit. I command my day. I command my years. I build my crown with each hour of purposeful labor. Speak it until you feel drift breaking off you. You cannot destroy drift by wishing. You destroy it by writing a definite aim, by reading it aloud until your subconscious obeys, by aligning your hours with your aim. Every day lived without, this is a day you work for someone else's fortune.